5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Royal Rumble pre-show. It's officially WrestleMania season. We're on the road to WrestleMania now. And it all starts with the Rumble a week from last night, really.
Yeah.
Really, I'm freaking excited for this year's Rumble, of course. Coming from Indianapolis, part of that huge deal that they signed where they're bringing everything to Indy.
Yeah, basically, I'm so excited, dude.
I'm ecstatic for the other shows to come. I'm sad that we weren't able to attend this one live, but that doesn't mean that we're not getting the other ones. That is a fact. We're going to those.
WrestleMania 43, maybe?
I've already got it all planned out.
WrestleMania 43?
Yes. I've already got it planned out.
2027.
For the most part.
I'll be graduated.
If it's confirmed.
2 years graduated.
I've got it mostly planned out. We should be able to go to it.
God, let's go.
But that is a relatively long ways away. Right now, we have Royal Rumble 2025 to predict, Alex.
God.
So let's get right into it. The first match that we have is usually how WWE likes to do these things. It's the women's Rumble match, starting it off. They usually like doing women's chamber, women's war games, women's everything first on the card. Have them start hot. They usually do.
They usually do it. I'll do the men. The men are typically the main event, which is what's fucked up.
Exactly. I'd love to see that be switched around one year. But we have a very special way that we kind of did this. We have our predictions for our winner. We've predicted who we think 1 and 2 of the Rumble is going to be, as well as number 30. And then we have our final 4 people in the Rumble for men and women, respectively, because that's usually like a big deal that everyone talks about. And then any surprise returns or appearances that we think will happen.
I definitely agree.
So you want to dive right into who we think is going to be winning it first?
Yeah, let's do that first.
All right.
Let's just go through all of our stuff first. So, you just go through all your stuff, and let's go through all mine.
All right, we'll run through that. I like that. So for all of my stuff, I've got the winner of the Women's 2025 Royal Rumble to be Io Sky. She's going to be winning this, and in my booking, she's going to be taking on Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and that's going to be an absolute banger of a dream match for me personally.
I agree. And honestly, I have one for Rhea as well, but it's I don't know if this is going to happen just yet because I don't remember what brand she's on.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get
enough. But then I'll continue on. My number 1 and 2 for the entrance is a surprise return that I don't have in my surprise return because I have her at this spot. Number 1 of the 2025 Women's Rumble, I have predicted is Becky Lynch, making her official return. We're starting it off hot with the Man making her return. And number 2, she's going to be taking on an old rival, somewhat of an understudy, the current Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. We're going to be running that rivalry kind of back. Maybe you can even turn that into a title feud at some point.
I think
based off of this.
That'd be a good title start for Becky, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I would really love the idea of that because we've seen the chemistry they've had in NXT is really good, and they're both Irish, so why not? And then number 30 is the big one. We agree on this one too.
We agree on a lot of our stuff. I just have some of my stuff flipped around.
Exactly. Number 30, the return of AJ Lee.
Let's light it up.
Let's light it up.
Let's light it tonight.
God, please. Even if this isn't like an official WWE return, if it's just a Rumble cameo for 5 minutes and she gets her flowers, she gets cheered on, she locks somebody in the Black Widow, and then she can get eliminated by someone who she can maybe go on to have a Mania match with. And then that's it. That's her next. That's like her WWE run, because I don't know how she wants to do it. I don't know any of it, really. Or if it can even happen.
Yeah. I think it would. I think it might.
It should.
Just pay close attention, to be honest.
It should. Especially, we've gotten Punk come back now.
Yeah.
We've got all the people in NXT that are, inspired off of her. Look at Corey Jade. Look at Roxanne Perez. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. This would be perfect. Especially with Roxanne Perez seemingly being called up to the main roster sooner or later. Mm-hmm. Those two facing off in the Rumble. Oh, my God.
That'd be interesting.
And then I'll move on from this. Final 4. I've got star-studded lineup. I've got Charlotte Flair, of course. She announced that she's going to be on the Rumble list past Friday. I've got Io Sky, of course. I have her as my winner. You can't have her as the winner if not in the Final Four. Becky Lynch, she's going to be the Iron Woman of the entire match. She's going to be coming in at number 1, lasting all the way till the end, basically. And I've got Bianca Belair potentially coming in as the runner-up of the entire Rumble. Like, she's the last person I see Io Sky potentially throwing out in all of this.
Okay.
And then sprinkled in there, some surprise returns and appearances. I've got Jordynne Grace, who her time with TNA is coming up, and I've got her, like, she's basically confirmed for this. She's going to be coming into WWE sooner or later. I've got Asuka coming back from injury sooner, or hopefully. We haven't heard any word on that whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I'm just fingers crossed on that one. That's pure hope. Trish Stratus, just because. Thank you, Trish.
Yeah.
Please thank her. She had an amazing run, of course, last time she was here. I've got Jade Cargill making her return from injury, and I've got Alexa Bliss officially making her return as well. Of course, I don't have Becky or AJ in either of those because I have them in like earlier slots of my predictions, so I kind of already talked about them.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with mine. My winner, you had thrown the idea to me earlier of Bianca, and I like it because then you could kind of play into a feud with Jade. So I originally had Charlotte. I think that'd be another one. I would have Charlotte as well if I couldn't have Bianca. But Bianca, because you could either have her fight Rhea at WrestleMania or Tiffany. I don't remember who, what brand Bianca belongs to because those tag titles.
Yeah, I forget. She's everywhere.
And so either match would be good in my opinion. But if you want to run storyline, I'm going to go Charlotte Flair 100% because Charlotte would it would be a good feud for Tiffany, honestly, like a really good first big feud for her, in my opinion. I think it would be because Charlotte's the queen, Tiffany's the princess. So
right,
it's Tiffy time, but I think it's time for the queen to maybe, I don't say win at WrestleMania, but put over Tiffany more.
Mm-hmm.
That way, because you honestly, we all know she's just pushed to the top of the roster just like that.
Right.
She just debuted last Royal Rumble.
Yeah, literally.
So
she's already world champion.
So my 1 and 2 though, I have Lyra and Becky. Lyra at 1, Becky at 2. I have it flipped, and then my number 30 being AJ Lee. Basically like everything you said, but I've been kind of paying attention. I haven't really seen much, but AJ Lee versus Roxanne would be good. AJ versus Cora would be good. I think AJ versus literally any
Rhea.
Any yes. I like that. And then I got some surprise interests as well. I have, like you're saying, Jordynne Grace. I have the Bella Twins.
I really like that.
Hot rumors right now. I have Asuka, and the one that I think we all bought into, but I don't think it's true, is Alexa Bliss. Because there's a part of me that doesn't think this is true because this is kind of like Punk. He was one of the biggest returns we've been waiting for a while. Alexa has too. The only thing we're waiting on is contractual issues. If it's just contractual issues, I think they're going to base something off of maybe a pop she gets, or maybe they're just going to give her the money and realize that she's really that big of a player in this whole thing.
Yeah, really.
I think she goes to SmackDown though. Honestly, that's my opinion.
I agree because that's where the Wyatt Six are at.
Exactly.
So,
and I don't say have her join them.
Yeah.
I say have her run a feud with them. But if you do join them, I say her and Nikki take over the entire women's tag division.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's what I got.
It'd be pretty dope. Well, that is our predictions for the. Am I good? Yeah. Okay. Our predictions for the Women's Royal Rumble. We'll move on from this to a match that just got confirmed this past Friday. It is the WWE Tag Team Championships. It is a 2 out of 3 falls match. I should have let you cover this.
No, it's good. We got DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns, and dude, this match is gonna be great. I like that we haven't seen this stipulation in a while. I don't think.
Yeah, no, we definitely.
I like this, and so I think we see honestly, I think we see Motor City Machine Guns win here. Run it back, Elimination Chamber, DIY wins, best 2 out of 3, run it back at WrestleMania. Do it a proper way instead of having Motor City Machine Guns literally be hurting after a match. I think that's how they won them, right? DIY from
Yeah, that's how they won them
Yeah.
the first time or something. I can't really fully remember.
I can't
But
remember either,
I've got DIY actually walking out. Still the tag champs. I am huge fans of Motor City Machine Guns, but I'm even more fans of this just heelish like DIY team that we got going on, especially with the thing that they got going on with Pretty Deadly. I could see them honestly being the ones that dethrone DIY at some point.
Mhm.
And then I think this match, honestly, I think has the potential to steal the whole show. Like this, I don't think people are realizing the in-ring shit these 4 are gonna be doing in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Like it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna go at least 30+ minutes. It's gonna be wild.
So I'm
It's gonna be maybe my favorite match of the night. At
It's
least.
gonna be mine.
But again, I have DIY retaining and just continuing this heelish run. Maybe the third fall, obviously they'll tie it up at some point, and the third fall will come by some kind of Pretty Deadly interference or some kind of cheat from DIY that leads to a rematch eventually, like you said, at a Mania where Motor City will probably get them back.
Yeah, I agree to that. If you don't have Motor City Machine Guns winning, but yeah, I mean, I don't. Wait, how did they? No, I think it was I don't remember how they won them. I don't know. But
They
anyways,
they won them after having a match earlier in the night from the Bloodline.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They had 2 matches in one night when they won the tag titles, and then I can't remember how DIY just like hit him in the balls or something to like
DIY
win them. I
cheated
can't
it,
remember fully, but yeah, I do like this feud though because the tag roster on SmackDown does feel a lot better than it has throughout the most of 2024.
Yeah, and so I mean, I really think if you have DIY win, you give Pretty Deadly their shot on like a Friday Night SmackDown before the Elimination Chamber, do the go home show, and DIY is kind of little roughed up, I guess you could say, and then you could have Motor City Machine Guns maybe win at Elimination Chamber and then go on to have that third match. Do you have a third match?
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm. So and then we got to move on to our next match, Ryan. We got the WWE Championship ladder match. Let's get it, dude.
All right. Cody Rhodes, our champion, versus Kevin Owens, our fake champion, our stand-in, our Temu WWE champion. Although the Winged Eagle title looks better.
Yeah, honestly.
Throughout all the booking that I've been saying, this Saturday Night's main event kind of messed me up, in all honesty, because I was really buying into this whole thing that Nick Aldis said weeks ago about there being like an addendum or a clause in the Rumble contract. And I was buying into it, hook, line, and sinker, that we were going to see loser leaves SmackDown, which really led my booking going into Mania for Kevin Owens being champion. But ever since that whole angle on Saturday Night's main event, I've definitely switched up a little bit. I think Cody Rhodes is winning the WWE Championship in this ladder match again. Going on to, I think maybe face the winner of the Chamber, actually. Seeing as who I have winning the Rumble, but I can see why you would think different with who you have winning.
Yeah, I also have Cody Rhodes winning, and it's because I really want I'm kind of just really kind of want this run it back third time. But I think it would also be a good way to turn Cody heel.
Yeah, heel Cody Rhodes versus face Roman Reigns is an absolutely
because
interesting.
You could play into this whole idea of Roman's back in power now. He now has the Ulafali. He's now tribal chief. What's the next thing he needs? The world title, that belt. And what if Punk's favor is a world title match from Roman?
Damn. I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. I really would. So, and any way you spin it, I feel like this favor that Punk has to be something that gets him at Roman.
Yes.
That gets him a match with Roman. or gets him like one step over Roman in some way.
Oh, 100% has to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah, we both got Cody Rhodes winning this one though, and I mean Kevin Owens ain't done for the night for me though. Because if you're ready, let's dive right into the men's rumble.
Oh God, I'm just gonna go right into it. I got Roman Reigns winning this one. Running back third time with Cody Rhodes. Cody turns heel at this WrestleMania. I think then you could really, like I was just saying, you could play into the power of how Drew McIntyre is saying, like, hey, Roman's back in power now. So
you could run. You know how Austin and Bret Hart in their famous match did a double turn. Austin went in as the heel, Bret Hart went in as the face, and when the match ended, Bret Hart left getting booed and Austin left getting cheered. You could do that with this match too, with Cody and Roman, if you do it right at Mania.
So after this, and so I'm gonna say this: Roman is my number one. He's Iron Manning this thing because Paul said Roman's willing to start from the bottom to get to the top. What's a better way to start at the bottom than number one in the Royal Rumble, having to outlast 29 other guys just to get back at his world title?
I love that. I like that a lot.
And so I think we see number one as, like I said, Roman Reigns, and my number two being Solo Sikoa. Solo! And honestly, my number 30 sitting here, Randy Orton. I think he comes back. And so I think we see just, my final four is going to be Roman, Drew, Seth, and Punk, because I have Randy getting thrown out beforehand by like Drew or something. And so I say this is why you do this, because Roman will Roman hates Punk. No, Roman and Punk are cool. Drew hates Punk. Seth hates Punk. Roman and Seth hate each other. Drew kind of has that professional hate for Seth, and he hates Roman as well. So basically, you have 4-star set of people in the end, and that's how I would have my final four. Honestly, I think that's a good final four. I don't have John Cena winning, but I would have John Cena be near the end, and I think he wins that Elimination Chamber to go on to face Gunther at WrestleMania. And so the final, like I said, my final four was Roman, Drew, Seth, and Punk. And then the surprise entrants I have are, like I said, Randy Orton. I got Big E. I got AJ Styles, and I got TNA's world champion Joe Hendry, because I believe in Joe Hendry.
Hell yes, dude. Freaking solid lineup. That final four is nuts.
So that's what I got. What you got?
For me, I've got a little bit of a different lineup here. I've got CM Punk as my winner of the 2025 Royal Rumble. And, we've been talking a lot about like Roman potentially winning the title, Punk going on to challenge him at Mania. I think that might be the Mania match, is Punk versus Roman there. But it's an interesting way how we're going to get there, seeing as my final four. I want to get into that a lot. But first, number 1 and 2 is going to be a very old rivalry that we need to renew. It's John Cena coming into Iron Man, the Royal Rumble, in my opinion. He doesn't make it to the final four, as you'll find out. But he does make it to about the final 5, around there, which is still an Iron Man performance, no matter how you spin, especially if you're coming in at number 1. And his number 2 opponent, old rival and friend, Randy Orton.
Okay.
Him and John are going to run it back a little bit. You can even have CM Punk come in the top 5, top 10 at some point, as you'll see. So you can have Punk have a really long performance in the Rumble when he eventually wins it, in my booking.
And he could have that time with John Cena in the ring again.
Exactly. That's the big one, too. My big one, too, CM Punk eliminates John Cena.
Ooh. Okay.
And now you can't set up that Mania match because Punk wins the Rumble, so Cena doesn't have his way at Punk yet. So you'll have to eventually work. Cena gets his shot at Punk, but how is he going to get his shot at Punk now?
Ooh, that's true.
And so my number 30, though, I mentioned it I think in passing during the WWE Championship ladder match predictions. My number 30 is going to be Kevin Owens coming in
Okay.
after he loses the ladder match. And I need Sami Zayn to be in the ring when this happens, by the way. So he can come in here, try to go absolutely ballistic, try to give the first person he sees a package pile driver, only for Sami Zayn to grab him and dump them both out of the ring and eliminate both of them. And that's when Kevin looks at Sami, loses his shit, and gives him a package pile driver outside of the ring.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yep, setting up that Mania match for Owens and Sami. That's what I'm doing with that. Then my final four is where I want to get into the juicy bookings. I've got, well, actually, I kind of messed this up. I know what I'm doing. It is CM Punk, it is Roman Reigns, it is Drew McIntyre, and it is Seth Rollins as my final four.
Okay.
As I mentioned, I'd like John Cena to be in there just for the Rumble. Like, oh my God, John Cena can win the Rumble. But like in my head, you wouldn't advertise John Cena the way you're doing it for. He can't be in the chamber if he's going to win the Rumble, in my opinion. So I wouldn't even give him like the final four slot. I would give it more to four guys that I could legitimately see winning this match. Like no matter what year it is, their retirement year or not. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Drew, and Seth, because Kevin, Sami, they've dumped each other out of the ring and all sorts of other chaos has happened.
Honestly, I like that.
The only reason I don't have Roman Reigns winning this match then is the final two are going to be Punk and Drew. Is because Roman Reigns looks across the ring from him and he has a moment right here to dump Punk out of the ring. He has a moment to dump Drew out of the ring. And what does he do? He guns it for Seth immediately. He costs himself the Rumble match by going after Seth. And just when he's tussling with Seth in the corner, Punk comes over and dumps them both out.
Oh, damn.
And then they both look at Punk and he's like, fuck you both.
Because really, like, there's another reason why I had mine this way as well. It's because they're literally in that ring is just pure hatred. They all want the world title. They all want the main event spot. This is the way to do it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got.
I like the final fours. And then, yeah, Drew and Punk run it as the final two, and Punk dumps him out, getting revenge for the tricep injury last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets to point at the sign. But then my favorite part of this Rumble, though, is my surprise entrance. My first one is going to be probably the most obvious. Is Joe Hendry, TNA World Champion. He's coming in, probably going to be WWE bound sooner rather than later. I've then got the returning phenomenal AJ Styles. He's just one of my favorite all-time wrestlers. You had him on your list, and I have him on mine. Like I said, one of my favorites. We saw him only in like 2 or 3 matches this year in total. Then he like injured his foot or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got I'm going to rearrange this a little bit. I've got, based on the rumors here recently, that Goldberg is going to be coming back at the 27th of January episode of Raw before the Rumble in Atlanta. I think Goldberg's going to come to that Raw and declare for the Royal Rumble. And potentially in that Rumble or in the build-up to Rumble or afterwards, we see him set up his match with Gunther or something along those lines, because I have Gunther losing the title to Roman at Chamber if that eventually happens. And then I've got my favorite prediction of the entire Royal Rumble based solely on a tweet that I saw. And it wasn't even like the official like tease. It was somebody saying that Scott Steiner teased this. Scott Steiner teases a Royal Rumble appearance. And now I'm fucking gunning with it. Scott Steiner is going to show up in the 2025 Royal Rumble. Please. And thank you. And he gets thrown out by his nephew, Braun Breaker.
That's insane.
I love that. You know, he just needs to show up for 5 seconds, pose a little bit.
Pose a little bit.
Big bad booty daddy. And then he can eat a spear, get tossed over the top rope, and that can be it.
Honestly, that's a great way to end it, honestly. Or even like just to have him do that cameo appearance. I think it'd be kind of pointless because he's got no direction. He's not even part of like anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't need him to be. He's just there. I mean, how many legends have done it and not had anything to do with it?
But here recently, I like what Triple H has been doing and keeping it to the main roster.
Yeah, I do.
Some
But,
legends.
but like every year, like it's a Rumble tradition. We like having legends and like surprise
Oh,
entrances
I got
and,
two
like,
surprise
shit like that in
appearances. Hear me out. First one.
Yeah.
Nick Nemeth. As Nick Nemeth.
As Nick Nemeth, I
You
agree.
threw that idea.
I agree.
Wade Barrett.
Mm.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Some bad news. Or I think another one that's not even a bad call is
which is how you could put oh my god, you could put Corey Graves back on SmackDown. You put Wade back in the ring.
oh my gosh.
Wade's
There
cleared.
you go.
Thank.
There you go. Oh, I love that. Or you could do another one's Matt Cardona potentially.
Ooh,
That'd be a good
that
shout.
would be a good one.
Or a funny one, like a legend one, JBL.
He's been doing some stuff recently.
He's been doing
some
stuff
recently.
I wouldn't say JBL's a bad shout, in all honesty.
I agree with that, actually.
All right, I think that's a solid Rumble prediction, though. In all honesty,
I do agree.
we agree on our final fours. We got different winners, though. We shall
We do.
see.
So basically, ladies and gentlemen, this was our Royal Rumble pre-show, recorded the week before. Just make sure to follow along with us on our Twitter, AR Wrestling _. Our Instagram is AR _Wrestling _. We got our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, AR Wrestling Podcast, YouTube's AR Wrestling 1020, and that search engine. And our Twitch, again, we are going live eventually. I think our season 2 or mid-season 2, maybe season 3 of the podcast. Twitch.tv /AR _Wrestling. And, make sure to follow along with us on everything as we get more active. We're getting ready. We've got some season 2 ideas that are helping to make this thing better, make it more entertaining for you guys as well. And so we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.